It's your boy Jaefreshmen back with another tutorial, and today I'm actually just gonna go through making a beat and just kind of let y'all know what my process is when I'm making a beat. So I always like to start off with the melodies. If y'all been following me for a while, y'all know that I love to play the piano and I just love to create melodies. So let's just jump into it. And my style is epic. I always like epic kind of melodies. So just keep that in mind. So usually I like to start off with a regular piano, even though I might switch the sound out. That's just my foundation, and it's a good foundation because it's just that pure tone. I'm gonna start off with one of the Steinways, probably. Yeah, that shit sound crazy. All right, so I learned this little trick where if you play in the left hand, if you play the root note and the fifth, and then in your right you play the third. So let's say I'm playing F major, which is going to be F A C, but I'm gonna only play the root note and the fifth. So it's going to sound like this. But then if I add a third in the right hand, it's going to sound like this. So it just gives that epic movie feel. And I'm just kind of go through a chord progression real quick just to show you guys. I'm gonna go from F major to A minor, and then probably to G major, and just keeping that same formula. So something like this. Just like that. So it's like from the F major to the A minor to the G major to the F major. So, but I'm just sure that's just a good technique. Like if y'all want to know like good sounding techniques, like follow piano tutorials. You got to think outside the box. So for this one, I'm probably going to do like a minor kind of epic feel. So let's just try something out. All right, so I think I like that. So I'm just gonna put on the metronome and press record, and let's just get this going. All right, so that sounds nice. This kind of quantized a little. I'm not like way off, but just even out these notes, like stretch these notes out. And it's just always good to play an instrument because then you see the velocities. I don't have to do much, and it's a more human, feel. And yeah, you could go to the you could press Alt and R to randomize it, but I guess it still works. But man, this is just an actual human playing, so ain't nothing beating that. You feel me? So let's just hear it back. So now that we have our chord progression, now we could do like a melody. And like I said, we're going to switch out the sound later. All right. So the trick to the melody is you just kind of want to play any of these notes that I played in the chords. And I kind of already had a melody, so this is going to be more of a counter melody. So just keeping this up. And yeah, that's like, so I could go like this. Just kind of match these notes. And you would use a different sound, obviously, and you probably would go to a higher octave. So let's see. So if you guys had watched my other video that I made yesterday on the sample loops, if you have a slow kind of progression going, then you want to have a faster melody. So I'm gonna just try to come up with something fast. I think I got something. So we just gonna put on the metronome, press record again. Let's go. So I actually kind of play the opposite thing, but this could work too. Yeah, yeah. Right here. So this is the process of how I think about making a beat. So this part right here, this note has to be, let me hear it back. So yeah, I wanted to drop that down. I wanted to drop that C back down to a B flat so that, you know, it could sound like this part. Cause it just sounded kind of like, let's hear it back. Like my ear just wanted to resolve back to that B flat pretty much. And then see how that just went to B flat again. Now I want to probably go back to a C. So it's pretty much I'm probably really just looping this like 2-bar section or this 1-bar section right here. So for the end, I kind of want to resolve with a different note. So I'll probably go to an A. Let me see how that sounds. That's cool. Let me see if I drop it to a F. How would that sound? That works, but so like I said, my thought process is telling me like that works, but it's gonna work with a different instrument. So I'm probably gonna use this melody for guitar. You know, piano and guitars is always, this sounds crazy. So I'm just kind of flip through. So for these guitars, it sounds like there's a lot of low end. So what I'm gonna do is actually raise it another octave. So then let me go back. I don't want to use any like power. I just want like a soft kind of acoustic guitar. So that works, but I kind of want to tweak it. That sounds dope. Just kind of turn this down. Rename this guitar. Just get the levels right real quick. So for the piano, I kind of want to put some filters on it. So my thought process right now is I want something to blend, and this is why sound selection matters. This is why you want to take, you know, your time when you're making melodies, because right now I'm focusing on frequencies. I want it to be clear as possible, and this is what, you know, this section. If you have Nexus, go to the mix section, and you can just see how there's like different kind of chorus effects and phasers and arpeggio effects to it. Try to find one where it kind of just makes you hear both of the sounds very well because the frequencies are in a different spot. So that's, you know, my aim. like this because it makes the piano sound big, and for the guitar, I didn't want that to be like overpowering. That's why some of like the filters that I had before or was going through it just made the guitar stand out. I really want these chords to stand out. Yeah, so that sounds good. Now time to get these drums going. And yeah, I might add a little other melody, but let's just get these drums just to, when I do my epic style, it's like I know, you know, shit, I really should be into probably doing film scoring because I just like to let my melodies just run. But when you're doing like trap music, you kind of want to have a bounce to it. So I don't want to get too crazy right now. I want to add that bounce first before I add any other instruments. I could start off with the bass. Let me see. Yeah, I like this one. I like this 808 right here. Put this on a different channel. And just kind of go by ear. You could easily just go to your, chord progression and just kind of use those bass notes, which I probably will do, so I don't have to like stretch this video out and make it super long. Don't let anybody tell you that you gotta like fucking get all like fucking Albert Einstein on a beat. Like, you don't have to get so crazy and technical with this shit. You feel me? Music is music. Like, I already know this would sound good if I match the bass note, so why not use it? Why let someone tell me like, oh, that's just a cop out or easy, like you're cheating? Like, cheating, nigga? What? What are you talking about, bro? Anyways, so look, I could use these bass notes. What I'm gonna do is actually put this in a higher octave, so I could hear my bass notes in a higher octave, which I could perceive the tone better. See, and it's cool that I have the root note and the fifth because I could switch back and forth. So it's not like, if you probably making a beat and they tell you to follow the bass chords and they playing both of the same bass notes, just different octaves, then you only got those notes to play with. But then if you have the root and the fifth, you could switch between. That's why it's good to learn rhythms. Like, when it comes to making music, a lot of you guys is gonna follow type beats, which is cool. But if you want to really dive deep into music and not have to feel like you're relying on some source and you just want the creativity to just flow in you, you gotta understand music. So what I mean like that is like music theory, learning the perspective of a drummer, understanding rhythms, doing a couple air training, so you could develop that. Doo-doo-doo. Yeah, see. So this one I could probably go, and then you could always use your melody for your bass notes as well. Let's see if that works. So what I did at the end, you can see that was just an octave jump, but then I used that note in the melody. So now that I have it, now I could bring it back down, and then we could really hear how this shit gonna sound. Bring it up, cause that's too low. Hold on. We definitely gonna have to do some leveling, so give me a second. Make sure you cut this. Let's hear the bass by itself. Hey. A good rule of thumb is if the 808 sounds good by itself, you're on to something. Also, when you play it by itself, then you could probably hear a note that you missed. And I'm feeling like I'm missing a note. Or not missing a note, but want to add something. So for this part, I wanted to go dun-dun-dun. Let me go. Yeah. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Yeah, hell yeah. Then we drop it back down. Now we're gonna level it. See, as you can see, the guitar and the 808s, they're both playing like a different pattern. That's why, you know, this piano progression matters. And that's why I said, when it comes to leveling, it's all about priority, which one you want to like shine the most. And I really want that chord progression to shine the most, because I match my 808s to that chord progression. So whatever you match your 808s to, make sure that's like your main kind of sound. Like, damn, what the fuck, man? Interrupting the fucking tutorial and shit. Now let's get some hi-hats going. Put that in a different pattern. Let's go. Oh shit. So I like that. So I want that hi-hat to land on the snare hits. I'm gonna still probably add a snare, but I just like how that sounds. And I like how this lands on the every second beat. So this one is there's not like a set kind of formula I have. It's just I'm just going by what I like, you know, what I hear. Yeah, 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 yeah. And then I can add a whole 16 notes like this. that down. So like I said, and then I'm just kind of doing some like mumble just to kind of get like a feel for how I want the drums to go. Sound selection, G. And then now I could just come up with a flow in my head like, oh, so what I like to do is I like to take away this part and start from here. Because when you start from here, now you get this kind of picture how, you know, the drums are going to drop when you start at the end of the bar. So like a build up. So then you could really get yourself going. Hey, I don't want my jack. So now you can really see what bounce, you know, you're trying to do. So, you know, it's trial and error. I think I want to add like a one right here. So these drums is gonna be a little bit different. I can already tell off the back, just the way this melody is set up. So something like that. Almost got it. So this might go right here. Yeah, I like how that sounds. I want a bag, I want to jump in a bag, so in a bag, I want a bag, I want to jump in a bag, I want a man, so in a bag, I want to jump in a bag. Yeah, so there you go. Got the kicks going. Now we can start tuning shit to make it sound even iller. So, and this hi-hat, you see how it has that extra space. That's why it was kind of sounding probably weird. I don't know if you guys probably noticed it. I want to just bring it up a little. Alright, this is what I'm gonna do because I wanna sound crazy to you guys in this tutorial. So let me put on some auto-tune just to, like, you know, get y'all vibing with me. So even this is in G minor, I could do that, or I could keep it at C. But let me just try G minor. All right, anyways, let's go back to this beat. And it's good to sing, like if you have a mic, it's good to sing with your shit, because then you can use this pitch knob and really tune it. You feel me? So ain't no wrong or right with tuning. It's just because you could go like bright, you could go dark. It's just what you want to match it to. So if you have the artist in the room, tell them to rap, and then, you know, you just kind of mess with the knobs, and then you'll get a good tune for that rapper, and the song would just sound great. You know, all this is like before like the whole post production of mixing. G, like you could really go into your post production and everything sounding very clear if you just do these little things. I don't wanna ride, I don't wanna roll it all night, I don't wanna ride, so I like how the hi-hats are on the high, you feel me? Like the frequency. And then we're gonna do the same with the kicks. Probably bring it up a little so we could really hear pitch change. I don't wanna night, so all night, all night. I don't wanna night, oh, I don't wanna die, oh, all night, all night. I don't wanna die. And then, you know, add these motherfucking snares. Let's go. And then I'm gonna just add like a typical snare kind of rhythm. Like I said, it's good to know your rhythms, and it's good to do like ear training, because then you could you know, you could just put in shit, man. Your creative flow is just gonna be just a lot faster. I don't wanna die. I don't want it all night, want it all night. I don't wanna die. I know y'all probably like, damn, nigga, why you singing, G? But I'm telling you, this is my whole process. Like, this is my whole process. Ain't no cap, yo. I don't wanna die. So this is a good example right here. You can it sounds good on the left, it sounds good on the right. Like the right is brighter and the left is darker. So I think I might go to the bright. Let me see. I don't wanna die. Oh, honey, all night, honey, all night. Yeah, I don't wanna die. Yeah, doing it, I'm right. Yeah, I'm on the honest and right. Yeah, money to come and I fight. Yeah, oh my God, I got it. Head on the right. Money coming in and I ain't on it all the night. Yeah. I don't wanna know what she doing. Bottles in a jar, yeah, she doing. Ain't nobody laughing what she doing, what she doing. And it's also good when you rap into it, because man, I'm telling y'all, rap to y'all shit with the mic on, cause then you know where to pan shit, you know how to tune shit. Like, you gonna hear how I pan this shit. Die, so on the night, on the night. I don't wanna die. And it works because, you know, you have your vocal, and now you can really make room as if, you know, you was mixing the vocal. I don't wanna lie. Say the honey on the right, honey on the right. I don't wanna die. Honey on the right, honey on the right. So now that we got all of that shit out the way, let's just kind of create a whole intro. Add our tag, you know, for the sake of the tutorial, just kind of show you guys how it would sound. And obviously, because the beat is pretty much done, you could add like a different instrument to go along with it, and you could, you know, mix up the drum patterns. You already know that whole deal, you feel me? So that's just all about variations at the end. So let's just play it. Hold on, I got a pattern too. And before we do all that, you know, when it comes to the intros, hold on, don't mind it. For the intro, I probably like to, a lot of people like to use the gross beat. You know, go momentary, go to half speed. when you do gross beat and it has a lot of low end, you want to make sure you have an EQ above it, or actually the EQ below it, because remember, it's all about the signal chain. So I'll probably add that gross beat. Most likely probably sound ill with the reverse. Hell yeah. So I don't like to do the reverse and gross beat because it makes it a lot complicated. Not complicated, but you gotta do some extra shit. I'd rather just consolidate it real quick. Chop off this end. And then make this unique as sample. Blah blah blah. Cause you want to do that because when you chop it off, you're making, it doesn't have that extra length like this one probably does. You see how it has that extra length? And then you want to reverse it. And then this is just a lot easier. So now I'll hear it back. I don't wanna die, just 100 on the ride, 100 on the ride. I don't wanna die, 100 on the ride, fighting for my life. I don't wanna die, got 100 on the ride, 100 on the ride. I don't wanna die, I don't wanna die. All right, enough of me singing, but so what I did notice is I think there was an overlay. Let me hear it. Oh, never mind. So I'm gonna just play it back to you guys without me singing so you can actually hear the whole flow. Yeah, there you go. And honestly, this could probably be the beat with the reverse. Let's see how that sounds. You could, you can make that work, but you're gonna have to kind of like switch up the drums and shit. But if you like this video and you like the whole process, like and subscribe like always. Share with your other producer friends, and have a nice day, you guys.